You're busy, especially as we hit the holidays. That's why we made our Big Ten Rapid Recap just for you this entire past weekend in just 10 minutes. So you won't miss a thing. You'll be up to speed. Locked on Big Ten starts right now.
You are Locked On Big Ten, your daily podcast on the Big Ten Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Shemon, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Hey, hit that free subscribe button so you never miss a single episode, because we're here every single day. And you can share, follow, like, and hype YouTube videos as well. All right, so our Big Ten Rapid Recap. The entire weekend, every team, every game. Oregon, probably going to the playoffs. USC not. Michigan still alive. Let's do it. Plus, we'll take a peek at Rivalry weekend as well. But USC goes into Oregon. The Ducks win 42-27 to improve to 10-1. USC falls to 8-3. USC eliminated for the most part, barring some sort of miracle. Oregon looks like they're in the playoffs. They got to take care of the Washington game. They don't want to slip up there, and they've lost there before. But Dante Moore had 257 yards on a couple of touchdown passes, and Noah Whittington had 19 carries for 104 yards, just got stronger as the game went on. Kenyon Sadiq was amazing, 6 catches, 72 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and the Duck defense had 2 interceptions. Meanwhile, for USC, look, pretty good effort. I thought this game had the same vibe as the Notre Dame game, right? USC has 3 losses, all to ranked teams, all on the road, the Illinois game, Notre Dame, and the Oregon game. This is a good team, but not playoff kind of good. Jade Mayavet threw 3 touchdowns, but he also had a couple of interceptions. 2 touchdown passes to Makai Lemon, but also Makai Lemon threw a touchdown on this game. Mayavet with 306 yards in the air. Again, the Ducks with a critical game against Washington in Seattle this weekend. Also, USC, Tanook Hines, nice day. 6 catches, 141 yards, and a touchdown in that game. They host UCLA. Rutgers was at #1, Ohio State. Ohio State wins 42-9 to improve to 11-0 and 8-0. But the big question here, right? Wide receiver. Carnell, Tate, Jeremiah Smith, neither played. I'll tell you, you never want to look ahead to the next game, but Ohio State is looking ahead to the next game. It's Michigan. These guys have been a bit gimpy. They want them rested up for the Michigan game. I am sure we'll see them on the football field for that one. Julian Sayin still threw 2 touchdown passes in this game without his receivers. Bo Jackson, 110 on the ground and 2 touchdowns. And tight end Max Klare, who transferred in from Purdue, known more as a blocking tight end. 7 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Pretty good there. Rutgers falls to 5-6, 2-6 overall. However, they can still get into a bowl or be bowl eligible if they beat Penn State next week. One more note on Ohio State as they get ready to take on Michigan. Here's your little fun fact of the week to share at work. Since 1973, this will be the first time they're an undefeated #1 going into Ann Arbor for that game. All right. The craziest, wildest game of the weekend of the Big Ten was Minnesota at Northwestern. Now, I don't know if many people would have suspected that. It was at Wrigley Field, too. 38-35, Northwestern wins. Basically, Northwestern made their game-winning field goal. Minnesota had a chance to tie it. They missed from 40 at the horn. Over 800 yards of offense in this game. Northwestern 525. Minnesota had 323. They're both 6-5. They're both 4-4 in the conference. Northwestern was down 28-13 in the third quarter, by the way. So David Braun, nice job there in 3 years. 2 times going to a bowl, but Jack Olson got the game-winning kick. Preston Stone, their quarterback, his best game ever. 305 yards, 25 of 30, 2 touchdowns. Caleb Komolafi had a touchdown catch, 129 total yards as well. Drake Lindsey from Minnesota threw 4 touchdown passes, 3 of them to Javon Tracy. So pretty interesting there. Minnesota hosts Wisconsin, who all of a sudden seems hottish. Northwestern is at Illinois, who just lost. Michigan State lost again. They were this close to getting their first conference win. Feel bad for Jonathan Smith. It looks like it's just not going well. But Iowa, they did Iowa things in this game. and they won at Kinnick Stadium 20-17. They're 7-4. Michigan State falls to 3-8. And what do I mean by Iowa things? Look, Mark Gronowski didn't complete a pass till the second quarter. The game was close. Drew Stevens, a senior on senior night, kicks the game winner from 44 yards. Caden Weegan, a couple of nice returns in this game. So Iowa capping off a 13-point comeback in the final quarter. Michigan State's Big Ten conference record is 0-8. Michigan State hosts Maryland, who is also desperately looking for a win after dropping 7 in a row. We'll get to that in just a second. That game, by the way, Michigan State hosting Maryland. That's at Detroit. That's at Ford Field. Kids get to play on the old football field of the NFL. Iowa's at Nebraska. One of those Friday night games, or Friday games in the Big Ten, Black Friday. So back to Maryland hosting Michigan. Michigan wins 45-20. This was set up as a nice freshman quarterback matchup, perhaps the Big Ten freshman of the year. Bryce Underwood, 215 and 2 touchdowns. Malik Washington, 210, a touchdown and an interception. Michigan wins 45-20. Look, their 9-2 record cannot be ignored. If they go they got a home game. If they go into that game Saturday against number 1 Ohio State and they win a 10-2 Michigan with a win against number 1, they're going to the playoffs. They are. Now, I just told you about all the problems that Ohio State has with injuries at wide receiver. Michigan's problem is running back. That's usually their bread and butter. Justice Haynes has been out for several weeks. He will not be back by Saturday's game. Jordan Marshall has been out. He hurt his shoulder last week against Northwestern, and so they've been relying on sophomore walk-on Bryson Kudzall and freshman Jasper Parker. And the guy stepped up. Kudzall had over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Parker added a touchdown late in the game. But here's the fun fact. All right, so you're down people. You got a freshman quarterback. You're on the road. You punted 0 times. That's pretty good. They were phenomenal on third down. They were absolutely incredible on third down in this game. So now we look ahead. Michigan's going to try and beat Ohio State for the 5th straight time. If they do, I think they're going to the playoffs. Ohio State thinks they're winning that game. It's going to be fabulous. Noon kickoff. We're going live right after it here on Locked On Big Ten on this podcast. Nebraska was at Penn State. This is Matt Rule's homecoming, right? The head coach of Nebraska. Penn State just railed them all night. 37-10. Penn State improves to 5-6. Nebraska falls to 7-4. Kaytron Allen setting a record. He's the all-time leading rusher now at Penn State. Hit the mark. And as I mentioned time and time again, for 4 years, he's had an equally good partner in the backfield that he has split time with, and Nick Singleton. And yet still enough carries to be the all-time leading rusher. Singleton had a couple of touchdowns. He tied Saquon Barkley's school mark with 43 touchdowns. So they're both it was a record-breaking day for Penn State. Allen on the night, 160 yards and a couple touchdowns. Had 181 last week. He's finishing strong. It's phenomenal. So Penn State is 1 win away from being bowl eligible after the horrible, drastic season here. They visit Rutgers on Saturday. One bright spot for Nebraska, Emmett Johnson. Another phenomenal day, 103 yards on the ground, 48 receiving, but the Huskers have lost 3 of 5. No Dylan Raiola, obviously. Nebraska hosts Iowa on Friday. Illinois at Wisconsin, no 10-win season for Brett Bielema in Illinois. Thought they were going to do it, run the table and win a bowl game. Can't do it. They fall to 7-4. They lose to Wisconsin, 27-20, and you all know what kind of year Wisconsin has had. Here it is on the thumbnail. Darrion Dupree ran for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns, including an 84-yard touchdown run. He is Wisconsin's first 100-yard rusher this season, and we're at Thanksgiving. Wisconsin. That never happens. Gerald Peterson had 3 sacks in that game as well. Washington played at UCLA. Might be the last game ever at UCLA, at the Rose Bowl for UCLA. They're trying to get out, want to play at SoFi. A whole bunch of legal stuff has to happen first, but Washington wins 48-14. They treated it as like a Rose Bowl. They put roses on the pillows of all the players in the hotel room. Anyway, Washington's 8-3. UCLA falls to 3-8. The Huskies don't typically win at the Rose Bowl. In 30 years, I think it's just their second win. They're 1-9 in their last 10 attempts there. And Damon Williams Jr. had 2 quarterback keepers they scored on, and he threw 2 more touchdown passes in this game as well. Huskies with 25 first downs in this game. Meanwhile, the Bruins have lost 4 in a row. And again, we'll wait and see what happens with their future at the Rose Bowl. Only 38,000 people showed up to this thing. Washington hosts Oregon in a big one for the Ducks. And UCLA visits USC. Indiana and Purdue were on byes. They play each other this Friday in the Old Oaken Bucket, the 127th time. There. We did it. The entire Big Ten in 10 minutes for you busy people out there getting ready for the holidays, right? But we're not done. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we're here every day. That way you'll never miss a single episode. All things Big Ten right here. And we go live on Saturdays after the big game. But if you could share, follow, and like, that will help us out as well. Don't forget we have audio versions on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll love it if you share, follow, and liked Locked On Big Ten as well. And check out our website, talkbig10.com, where we put all of our podcasts. You can check them out for a second listen or click on your school logo and boom, you're in a store for shirts with your team logo, pennants, hats, coffee mugs, whatever you need for the holidays. It's right there with all of our podcasts at talkbig10.com. All right, we're going to run it down. We're going to tell you what we're going to do exactly coming up here this weekend with Rivalry Week. We're looking forward to that. It all comes down to this. It's here in another minute right here on Locked On Big Ten. With the holiday season here, you need Wayfair, right? It's time to get your home ready, whether you need more seating for guests, new linens for the guests, because the old ones are looking kind of old, plus maybe serveware for the holidays, everything. They got everything at Wayfair, and they have their Black Friday sale that's going to help make you look better. Now, the best part, you don't have to wait. We've been telling you about this. The Wayfair Black Friday sale has been going on all month long, and you can save up to 70% on everything from sofas to spatulas. My wife and I shop there all the time. They got the right little corner piece, little knickknack, maybe some kitchenware, whatever you need. Wayfair has it. So don't miss out on the Black Friday deals. Head to wayfair.com now and shop Wayfair's Black Friday sale for up to 70% off. That's WAYFAIR.com. Sale ends December 7th. You want to go to a game rivalry weekend? Do it with Game Time. Game Time gets you tickets, whether it's college football games, concerts, comedy shows, whatever you want. But if you want to go to a game, experience the tailgates, the rivalries, the energy, all that stuff, you can actually get tickets, and it's a piece of cake with Game Time. No hidden fees, no lines. Nothing's going to fool you. Best deals out there. By the way, did you know with a couple of taps, you can get such amazing deals? Like you can go to a college football game for $25. You can. So check it out. Make it easy. Take all the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today. The NBA is here. It's in full swing. And there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the beginning of the game, you want to jump in with live real-time betting and get in on the game, pair it up with another bet, make a parlay out of it to take a shot at a bigger payout. That's what keeps the game exciting. I always tell you, my hot tip, Miami Heat games, take the overs. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 of bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Thanks for checking us out here on Locked On Big Ten. It is a big, big weekend. We're very excited about it with Rivalry Week and everything going on. Remember, we're going to a couple games on Friday to start you off. If you want to play in your week, Iowa at Nebraska. That's at 12 noon on CBS Eastern Time. Indiana and their undefeated record take it on Purdue. That's at 7:30 p.m. on Peacock. Both were off on a bye week this past week, getting ready for each other this weekend. And who we kidding, right? After the Ohio State, Michigan, we always go live after the biggest game of the weekend. That's the biggest game. Ohio State and Michigan, 12 noon on Fox. We'll go live. That'll end right as soon as it ends. Probably about 3:30-ish Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific. Join us. You get my real raw post-game reaction on that game. I get your real live time comments as well. We share and kind of get the vibe back and forth. So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll recap the day thus far and preview what's coming up later on on that Saturday. So we look forward to that. We'll have many, many daily podcasts right here in the meantime. We're just live on Saturdays. Nevertheless, can't wait to talk to you again tomorrow for Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Shemon. We'll see you next time.